Hello. And welcome to another Kids Connect video, where you can learn all about the amazing world around you, with fun and educational facts and worksheets. In today's video, we're going to learn about the darkest period of the 20th century, as the world witnessed a conflict of unimaginable scale and devastation. Can you guess what it is? It's World War II. Here's a question to think about while you watch. The war in the Pacific ended months after Germany's surrender. The bombing of Nagasaki and Hiroshima forced Japan into surrender. What was the American-led, top-secret research program that resulted in the creation of the atomic bombs used in 1945? Watch until the end for the answer. Before watching this, make sure to see our previous video about the causes of World War II. Now, let's continue with the key belligerents of the huge war. World War II witnessed the alignment of nations into two major coalitions: the Allied powers and the Axis powers. The core members of the Allies were the United Kingdom, the Soviet Union, and the United States. When the war broke out, the Big Three was led by British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, Soviet Premier Joseph Stalin, and American President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Other significant Allied powers included Canada, Australia, New Zealand, China, and various European nations. Meanwhile, the Axis powers comprised Nazi Germany, Fascist Italy, and Imperial Japan. These nations shared similar ideologies, pursued aggressive territorial expansion, and wanted to establish total dominance over their respective regions. The tripartite was led by German Führer Adolf Hitler, Italian dictator Benito Mussolini, and Japanese Emperor Hirohito. Amidst its vast scale, the fighting during World War II can be divided into two major theaters of operation: the European and Pacific theaters. In Europe, the war began with Germany's invasion of Poland in 1939. Triggering the subsequent declarations of war by the UK and France. Early German victories, including the Blitzkrieg tactics used in the invasion of France and the Low Countries, demonstrated the effectiveness of their military strategies. In 1941, the war entered a new phase, with the surprise Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. This directly led to the US entering the conflict. The Allies then launched a series of significant campaigns, such as the Italian Offensive and the D-Day invasion of Normandy in 1944. Which marked a turning point in the European theater. The Soviet Union's fierce resistance at the Battle of Stalingrad also proved pivotal in halting the German advance on the Eastern Front. Meanwhile, the Allies, mainly American and Commonwealth soldiers, fought against the Japanese forces in the Pacific theater, across vast distances. Key battles like Midway, Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima, and Okinawa demonstrated the brutality and tenacity of both sides. The Six-Year War witnessed significant technological advances in warfare. Innovations such as radar, aircraft carriers, jet engines, and the atomic bomb forever changed the nature of warfare and influenced future conflicts. Furthermore, World War II resulted in an unprecedented loss of life and immense human suffering. The Holocaust, the systematic genocide perpetrated by Nazi Germany, saw the extermination of around 6 million Jews and millions of other victims, including Romani people, Poles, homosexuals, people with disabilities, and political dissidents. In addition, the war displaced millions more, leading to mass migrations and the creation of refugee camps. Similarly, Imperial Japan's actions during the war were marked by numerous atrocities committed against civilians and prisoners of war, including the infamous Nanking Massacre in China, the Bataan Death March in the Philippines, abuse of comfort women across Southeast Asia, the use of chemical weapons, and inhumane biological experiments in various regions. World War II ended with the combined efforts and strategic victories of the Allied powers on multiple fronts. Conversely, the defeats suffered by the Axis powers, including Germany's surrender in Europe and Japan's surrender in the Pacific, ended one of the deadliest conflicts in human history. The war also reshaped the geopolitical landscape of the world. With the Allied victory, the United Nations was established to prevent future conflicts. And the world was divided into the competing spheres of influence of the US and the USSR, leading to the decades-long Cold War, just years later. The war also prompted decolonization movements, and the emergence of new independent nations, such as India, Indonesia, and Ghana, to name some. And now for the answer you've been waiting for. The Manhattan Project began in 1939, and involved a vast network of scientists, engineers, and military personnel. Their research ultimately led to the creation and successful testing of an atomic bomb in July 1945. Following the project's success, Hiroshima and Nagasaki were bombed in August 1945. And the project marked the beginning of the nuclear age. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this lesson, visit Kids Connect for worksheets on many more World War and world history topics. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to be the first to know about new content. See you in the next video.